Now that's factually funny. Brush your teeth, take a shit. You're here for another episode of Factually Funny. I have a very special guest today. You guys may have remembered him from a very long time ago. His name is Nate Crooks. Our original host is back with us in the studio. We are very excited. Nate, why don't you tell these fine folks what we're going to be talking about today? Wait, before I go into that, please, if you're listening right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, tell your dogs about us. We need followers, guys. Come on. All right, Nate, back to you.
I think my dog is our only follower.
You don't have a dog.
Exactly. We're going to be talking about teeth brushes and toothpaste. I don't know why they're called toothbrushes and toothpaste when we have more than one tooth that we're working on.
Here's a wild theory. Maybe the first person that invented it was because they only had one tooth.
Could be. I don't know how well the people back in the day took care of their oral hygiene.
Well, we know where it wasn't invented, and that was in England because they have terrible teeth.
That's true. And I don't know how that's like a hereditary thing. Like, it's just pretty standard across the board.
You'd think eventually they'd be like, oh, Americans have these things called braces. We should probably try them out and see if they work.
Maybe it's the fluoride in the water. It's making us dumber, but it helps our teeth. So it's like a trade-off.
That or it's the all the tooth whitening and stuff we do here that they don't do.
I mean, you can whiten your teeth as much as you want. It's not going to fix them from being fucking crooked.
That's true. And I mean, at least, they believe in deodorant unlike some other countries. So I'd rather have messed up teeth and smell nice.
Which comes from, all right, that brings up my hypothetical for you. Would you rather never be able to brush your teeth again or never be able to wash your hair? Or rather cut your hair?
Oh, I was going to say, you could just shave your head. I mean, I have a very nice smile, and it's something I've always taken pride in, so I definitely just have to never wash my hair again or cut it. Is it just cut or wash?
I'm going to say both. You can't cut it and you can't wash it.
I'm still going to brush my teeth, dude.
Same. One of my biggest irrational fears is I'm going to wake up one day and all my teeth are going to fall out of my head.
That just, I don't like the fuzzy feeling you get. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's gross, dude. I can't stand it.
Plus, it's one of the first things I notice when I'm talking to someone, when I meet you.
Absolutely.
It's smile and eye contact are the first two things you get. I'm judging you off those first two things because it shows a lot. Honestly, it shows a lot about the kind of person you are. I mean, Obviously some people they do have bad genetics and they can only do if you have some crooked teeth or whatever, whatever. But if they're, clean, you got a bright smile, your breath doesn't stink, you just put that effort in. It says a lot about you as a person. So, I don't know. I've always taken pride in
100%. I don't care if you have, jacked up teeth, but if they are, fucking caked in grime and shit, and you haven't brushed your teeth in, 37 years, that's gross.
And just to let you guys know, this episode is brought to you by Crest Toothpaste.
Recommended by 4 out of 5 dentists. Not really sure who that 5th dentist is, but he fucking sucks.
You can pick it up in a local Rite Aid or Blockbuster.
I was going to say, does Rite Aid exist?
So let's get into these toothbrushes a little bit here. Do you want me to start guessing what the first ones were, or are you just going to go balls to the walls with it since you've been gone for so long? I know you're just itching to get at it here.
I mean, this topic is actually pretty interesting to me because, like I said, the irrational fear of my teeth falling out. So I don't know what I would have done hundreds of years ago if I didn't have access to a toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, all that good stuff. Do you have any clue where the toothbrush was invented?
Well, if I had to guess, if I were a betting man, 900 other million things in the world, it was probably invented in China.
You say 900 other million things?
Yeah. I mean, we're not here because we're smart. We're just here because we're factual.
And 900 out of a million things is factual. Yes, China in 1498. So they've at least been around for a while, so that's good. Although the image they give you for this thing looks like it was a torture device rather than oral care. Ugh.
The original toothbrush, you mean?
Yeah, it looks like a, those old school witches' brooms
Yeah.
Or it's like all wood and the like bristles of the brush look really rigid and stiff. Yeah, this bad boy looks like it'll put... Basically, you're not cleaning your teeth, you're scraping off the enamel of your teeth every time you use it.
What was it made out of?
They're made with bristles from hogs' necks attached to bone or bamboo handles. Not entirely sure what hogs' necks means.
Does that mean like the hair?
It just says hogs' necks. I don't know. There's horsehair toothbrushes. Those were used in Europe, so clearly they don't work. Horsehair bristles, which makes more sense than hog's neck. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into this one a little bit more because I'm not entirely sure what hog's neck is. Boar bristles. I don't know.
Boar bristles?
Yeah, that's all the information it gives me. It doesn't say, like... I'm assuming it's the hair from a boar's neck. Or like a hog's neck, but... you got me. Either way, it doesn't sound very great.
What? So we're starting off with basically like a witch's broom then.
Mm-hmm.
And what year did you cover the year on that?
1498.
And that was the first documented toothbrush, 1498.
Yeah, but it says earliest tools used for oral hygiene date back to 3500 BC in Egypt. The earliest oral hygiene tools were thin twigs with frayed ends used by ancient civilizations in Egypt and Babylonia.
Dude, everything's Babylonian, man.
I mean, they had to do something.
So, moving on from boars, witch's fucking broom, I don't know what you want to call it. Where did we evolutionize after that?
It was a couple hundred years, and it looks like nylon toothbrushes. After the horsehair, so you go from the bristle toothbrushes to the horsehair toothbrushes to now modern nylon toothbrushes, invented in 1938 by DuPont. Made with nylon bristles instead of animal hair.
Okay. I'm seeing some other early toothbrushes. I don't know if you would quite consider them toothbrushes or not, but it says the Chinese developed aromatic tree twigs to freshen breath around 1600 BC. Huh. So is that like the original like Tic Tac? You just took a fucking branch off a tree and...
Well, I mean, you have to think mint is a herb.
That's
so
true.
If they had that growing anywhere around, then... Pop that bad boy in, just chew on that, freshen your breath.
So let me ask you, what are you an electric toothbrush kind of guy? What kind of toothbrush are you rocking in the bathroom?
Dude, I am rocking the Nimbus 2000. Now, I rock the standard toothbrush that the dentist gives you. So I get a new toothbrush every like 6 months.
Okay. So you're a traditionalist type of guy.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of the same way with a lot of stuff. Like, just as an example, like cleaning products, if I was to use like a Swiffer wet jet thing, I just feel like I can't get anything as clean as if I would just use like a bucket and a mop or a bucket and like a washcloth or something. Like elbow grease is always going to outdo any like fancy schmancy.
What you're telling me here is your Cinderella. You just use your witch's broom, toothbrush, and then you scrub the floor. It's like an all-in-one.
Yeah, so I use it to clean the pipes behind the sink, and then I use it to brush my teeth.
Well, no, you want to scrub the toilet before you brush your teeth.
That's true, yeah.
Because you don't want to go to the bathroom in a dirty toilet.
That's fair.
You know, I'm surprised, going back to our toilet paper episode, I'm surprised there wasn't like a brush in there, was there? Just that stick? Sponge on a stick?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't go for the toothbrush there. Like, you know, toothbrush is done.
Just a powerful clean up inside the colon.
Well, you know, got to make sure things are clean.
That's true. So along with the toothbrush, do you have any idea when toothpaste was brought along to go with the toothbrush?
I do not, but so before we hit toothpaste, was there anything before that you might have? Did you see anything before toothpaste, or is it like straight from like where we just brush in with water, then straight into? Oh, obviously, I assumed like some sort of oil or minerals or something they would use.
This is fucking disgusting. So it really just gives me like ancient toothpaste, which is fucking crazy. Again, I think these guys were just like throwing shit together in like a madman in a lab. Like, this looks great. Let's use it on our teeth. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They used a paste made from burnt eggshells and ox hoof ash.
I mean, I have those readily available in my cupboard at all times.
As most Egyptians did.
It totally makes sense. Was that the Egyptians that came up with that?
Yeah, 5000 BC. And then in the 9th century, they had ground charcoal, which I guess makes sense because we still have charcoal toothpaste. Plant extracts, very specific, and powdered oyster shells.
Oof, that's a bad way to find out you have an oyster allergy or like a shellfish allergy.
Shellfish allergy.
You brush your teeth, they're like, what's wrong with my face? What's wrong with my face? That'd be the one thing you wouldn't want to find out, especially back then. If you were like deathly allergic, then it's just kind of like Darwinism. Like, you just want to look hot for your date, and now you're just.
How'd Steve die? Oh, he brushed his teeth for the first time in 30 years. It's like, oh fuck! All right, well that sucks.
Well, where's his wife? Let me give her a ring.
Some of the earlier toothpastes in like the 1800s. So the first quote-unquote toothpaste was invented in 1824. So that's almost 330 years after the toothbrush.
And just for reference, for those of you, I assume most of our listeners are terrible at math. That's only 200 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's not that long ago.
Yeah. That's like when... Dude, that's crazy. That's after the United States was like a thing.
Well, George Washington had wooden teeth, right?
That's true.
I mean, think about it, though. He didn't have to brush his teeth, dude. I mean, he didn't have teeth. They were wood.
I'm pretty sure the whole wooden teeth thing is a fallacy. I think it was a story. I think his teeth are made out of something completely different. But
did they just look like wood?
I think so.
Well, that's not as cool. Not as cool as the last episode with Ben Franklin. For those of you who have listened to the currency episode, instead of having God we trust on the money, it was mind your business.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Oh my god, it's probably my favorite thing we found out so far. That's my favorite factually funny fact that I've found out from every episode we've done so far. But coming back to toothpaste here, so 1824 we get the first toothpaste. Anything special or crazy in there, or?
Nope. Just says he added soap to dental paste. Not exactly sure what either of those things.
So like, back then, realistically, if you cursed, and got in trouble, you just had to brush your teeth.
Yeah, wash your mouth out with soap. Just go brush your teeth real quick.
Yeah, go brush your teeth like it's a punishment.
Dude, that would be cool. In 1870, Colgate mass-produced toothpaste in a glass jar. How would that work? You just like dip your toothbrush into it?
I just picture you just fucking shoving your fucking fist in there and just like scooping some out. Or, well, no. I guess you would just kind of like scooping butter out of the tin, with your toothpaste.
I mean, yeah, but normally you'd use like a knife and then you'd put it on something else. I wonder if there was like they had this little toothpaste spoon that they got the toothpaste out of the jar and then dabbed it on their toothbrush. But
a toothpaste.
I probably would have just scraped the toothbrush on top of the whatever. Anyway, it wasn't until 1892 that Dr. Washington Sheffield created the first toothpaste in a collapsible tube.
God rest his soul. What an American hero. Was he American before I say that? What was his name?
Washington Sheffield?
Oh, for sure.
I would assume so.
Yeah, dude. Doesn't get any more American than Washington.
And then 20 years later, fluoride is added to the toothpaste to prevent cavities.
Toothpaste in the water.
Could you imagine how they worked on cavities and all that shit, like dentistry in the 1800s?
I would imagine they just took a hammer and just busted the shit out. Gave you some liquor and some alcohol and just...
They probably just pulled every tooth.
Yeah. Well, and that's where, it's not toothbrush, it's toothbrush.
That's fair.
That's what it's all starting to add up and make sense here.
That does make sense. Every time we talk about like the 1800s, I just imagine playing like Red Dead Redemption and like, I gotta take my guy to the dentist. I got an injured tooth, and the guy just like pulls a tooth out of my head. But like, yeah, after a while, you're like, I got a toothache. It's like, here's some fucking whiskey. Just take a big swig, and then they grab some pliers and rip that bad boy right out of your head.
Yeah, honestly, every topic we've covered so far, it's a bit like the alcohol one as well. Anytime we're talking about the 1800s, I immediately go to like Red Dead Redemption in my head. I'm like, yeah, I'm just a cowboy out in the Wild West.
Fucking John Marston running around out there.
So here's a little interesting thing I just found. It's not in regards to toothbrushes or toothpaste, but the close neighbor that nobody likes to do for some reason. I personally enjoy it. Researchers have found evidence that humans used twigs and horsehair to clean their teeth in prehistoric times.
Prehistoric?
Yeah.
Like dinosaurs?
Well, it says prehistoric. I don't have a year, but prehistoric. I'm just gonna pretend like that's still in the. I'm gonna pretend like that's still in the Red Dead Redemption era. So like I get off my horse in town.
I think I just jumped off my Velociraptor and started flossing my fucking teeth.
Yeah, dude, you just ate a fucking giant prehistoric chicken from the prehistoric KFC and just rip a hair off that Velociraptor and go to town. I don't know. Yeah, prehistoric flossing. Okay, so it says grooves from floss and toothpicks have been found in the mouths of prehistoric humans. So that means they died.
They probably choked on the fucking, like, twig or whatever.
Dude, grooves from floss and toothpicks. Oh, okay. So no, that's just... I read it. So there were grooves on their jaw bone, I'm guessing.
Gotcha.
From floss and toothpicks have been found in the mouths of prehistoric humans.
Okay.
Or maybe
that
they were
makes
just...
more sense.
Maybe they were just chewing on things that were very, like, fibrous. Like coconut. Like if you chewed on a coconut husk. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that would kind of floss your teeth.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what time period prehistoric would mean. That literally means it predates history. What?
Yeah. So, Factually Funny, we don't know anything factual. We just knew a range, and it was before we kept track of time. So what we're gathering here is that the toothbrush actually wasn't the first thing we did to clean our teeth. It was floss.
Yeah, I would have imagined that like a toothpick would be the first thing. You just grab like a small stick and pull out any little chunks of food you had. Plus, I think if you really analyze, quote unquote, like they probably didn't have much of a need for oral care way back when because, I mean, diets of mainly like berries, nuts, some meat. It was more rare to have meat every day.
Well, and also they weren't eating the kind of like sugars and acidic type foods that we eat today that break our teeth down way faster.
Correct. So, and this, well, I wouldn't say it predates alcohol because it doesn't. So they had that going against them. But everything they had was obviously like organic because they didn't know any better. They weren't having processed foods every day, so they didn't have to really, like, I guess a toothpick was really all you needed when food got stuck in your teeth. Other than that, it's, like, not doing as much damage. I think just the saliva and the buildup over time would be kind of gross, but, yeah, it's probably way less than what we see nowadays.
Well, and I mean, for sure, back then they must have had to have when they did eat meat, because, I mean, I think about eating something like a steak or, like, chicken now. and it's always getting stuck in my teeth, and especially like wings. If you like chicken wings, oh my god, first thing I do is to go floss my teeth after I eat them, because there's or even popcorn. Popcorn's the worst.
That's literally the number one reason why I won't eat popcorn.
It's the kernels.
It's so like it's more of a chore.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's good, first off, but then like after you're done eating it, you're like, wow, my mouth is fucking destroyed. I got to go find out. And you never find the tooth on the first try, like which crevice it's in. It's like I'm all around this area trying to get this goddamn kernel out of my teeth. And then finally that thing pops out, and I'm never eating popcorn again.
Yeah, I used to do that with Captain Crunch too, when it just absolutely sandblasted the roof of my mouth after a bowl.
Oh my god, dude, that shit hurt.
But, I
don't know why they didn't sand those corners down a little bit.
Dude, they should just have a disclaimer around the box like alcohol and tobacco has. Like, Surgeon General warning, you're gonna fucking destroy the roof of your mouth, bro.
Yeah, tear that bitch to shreds.
So, did you have your wisdom teeth out or no?
I did, yeah. I had my wisdom teeth out sophomore year of high school.
So I wonder what the correlation, like at what point in time we were finally like, you know what, we don't need these fucking teeth anymore. Let's just pull them out, get rid of them. My wisdom teeth removal was absolutely terrible. So I had two that were impacted on the bottom, and it ended up taking an extra. So I was down. I don't know how long they had me down for, but they ended up having to keep me down under for an extra like hour and a half. And I remember when they finally woke me up, I was so sick from how long I was under anesthesia for. And then also just you have a mouthful of, cotton, and you're coming down from whatever drugs they had you on. And it just was not a good experience for me overall. And then, you get those dry sockets in your mouth after. It's just a terrible thing.
I do not do well with anesthesia. And I remember this when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I woke up in the dental office in a chair in nothing but my underwear.
You just took your clothes off?
I guess. My mom was with me, and she was like, you were just so sweaty, and you just kept saying you were so hot. So you just took your clothes off and you woke up in your underwear. I'm like,
at least you didn't start peeing on shit.
That's fair. But then I remember when I had knee surgery too and came out of the anesthetic, they were like, it took you 2.5 hours to wake up. Like, we've been done for a while. I'm like, dude, oh shit.
That happened to me when I had my nose fixed over the summer. They literally let me sleep for an extra hour and a half. My mom was like,
needed a nap.
They were like, yeah, we can't, he doesn't want to get up. And I remember they came in and woke me up, I think twice, but I was, having kids, you know how it is. You have kids. It's I was getting such good sleep without kids being around and, work or whatever. So I was just out.
I remember my mom had my niece and nephew for that week or weekend or something. And Ashley was with me when I woke up, and she had the kids. And the first thing, I opened my eyes, and my nephew's like, "Hey, Uncle Nate, see this toy I got?" Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I can't. I don't even know where I'm at. I don't know if I can move my legs. Well, I had knee surgery. I really couldn't move my leg, but it was the funniest thing. She's like, "Okay, let's leave him alone for a little bit. Let's let him wake up." But it's rough.
Well, did you end up saying anything crazy before you went down or no?
No.
Oh, that's good. I don't think I did. If I did, no one told me. Maybe I spilled some embarrassing secrets before. I wonder what kind of crazy shit those people hear. Well, no, I did.
I'm sure it's worse when people will start to wake up versus going down, because I think you go down really quick.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I told you my story about telling the anesthesiologist I was fucking anxious, and he's like, "Oh, just take 3 deep breaths," and then I was fucking unconscious.
That's the craziest shit, is they put that thing on your face, they put the mask on you, and they're like, "All right, count backwards from 10." You're like 10, 9, 8,
and you're gone. Yeah,
just out cold.
Snoozing.
It's like, what? How? So speaking of anesthesia, the removal of wisdom teeth didn't become popular until the 1960s and later. became more common because of the development of anesthesia and antibiotics and made the procedures safer and more routine. And the reason that we get our wisdom teeth pulled is because there's not enough space in our jaw for all of our teeth, and it creates discomfort, causes pain, it can cause infection. So they decided, hey, these back teeth, they got to go.
So how long have, like, that's crazy that finally they were like, you know what, I think it's safe enough now that we can just have people stop living in agony with this.
Yeah, that's basically what this says, is patients with infected or impacted wisdom teeth had to endure painful procedures without anesthesia or sedation.
Dude, without
before
anesthesia.
The 20th century.
I mean, I've had fillings before where I'm like, oh, this fucking hurts, but I'm not going to say anything. I can't imagine nothing.
Yeah. Could you imagine dying because of your wisdom teeth?
Yeah.
Like, you get an infection and you just straight up die because of your tooth.
That's like, yeah, the person that, you know, those people that find out they're deathly allergic to something without an EpiPen around, you know?
Yeah. This is like the fucking Oregon Trail playing that back in like 3rd grade. It's like you click a button, it goes, your little carriage drives down the road, and then it says, oh, Tom died from his tooth infection. It's like, what? How?
It really makes you thankful for living in the time that we do. I mean, with all the stuff going on in the world, it's still not as bad as like, hey, you're stuck with teeth pain. You got to wipe your ass with some seashells. You know, like, we definitely have it very nice.
Oh my God, yeah. That's why I like, one of my biggest pet peeves is when I hear anybody complain about literally anything. It's like, dude, that's such a minute problem. Like, I always try to reference things like hundreds of years ago. It's like, this is so much easier. Like, I live like a fucking king.
Well, and we found out in most cases it wasn't even that long ago, you know? It was like 3 generations ago, like your great-great-great-great-grandfather, you know? Like, it hasn't been that long. And it's like you were lucky enough to luck into where we're at.
Yeah, dude, I tore my ACL. They probably would have put me down like a horse.
Yeah, they would have just taken you out back and said, look at that sunset. And
yeah, you can't work in the factory anymore for 60 hours a day. It's like, all right, well, you're useless.
Well, that still happens in China, but we won't talk about that.
2 8-year-olds.
Mouthwash was developed in the late 1800s. Well, yeah, it's called fucking whiskey and bourbon. That's what mouthwash was. The first mouthwash product, Odol, was invented by Richard Seifert in 1892.
Huh.
You have mouthwash? What's your go-to mouthwash?
I think I just use Listerine. I didn't know they made other types of mouthwash.
They do. Well, what color? Color's important.
So, I was a lifer with green, but now we've switched to purple.
Purple's the
I
best.
don't think I'll ever go back.
Purple's the best Listerine flavor. So Ash turned me on to this. It's called like TheraRinse or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot, but it's very expensive, and doesn't come in as big of a bottle as like Listerine. But I've been using it since then, and I like it. So
I used to get canker sores a lot, and it was, dude, they were painful as shit, and I'd get like 3 of them at a time, and it sucked. And then like my dad used to get them too. My brother gets them a lot, so it's like hereditary.
Yeah.
But my dad ended up finding some mouthwash that is also like canker sore. It like alleviates the pain and heals them quicker.
Nice.
So, but that shit's expensive too. So it's like, you better have a fucking canker sore if you're using it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't get canker sores. I don't get cold sores. Like, I've even, like, weird to say, I've kissed people with, like, not on the cold sore, obviously, but, like, I've just, I don't know.
Right on the cold sore.
Yeah, just let me get the, I want to share what you have. No, I just think, I don't know.
That's
I think
so
it's
gross.
some sort of genetic immunity to that, which is nice because, like, they look painful. And like I said, like, I have a nice smile. Like, I'm very proud of my mouth. So, like, having a cold sore would, like, be super embarrassing for me.
Brandon Aponte, proud of his mouth.
Proud of my mouth. It's about what it does, not how it looks. I mean, it's how it looks and not what it does. Listerine, if you got something. No, let me cover Listerine. Shut up, Nate.
Yeah.
Joseph Lister, an English doctor.
Wait, his name was Joseph Lister?
Yeah, dude.
That makes a lot of sense, I guess.
Lister the Mister. Joseph Lister, an English doctor.
Mr. Lister. Oh my God. You imagine the people coming up calling him that?
Please, Mr. Lister, can I have some of your Listerine? An English doctor. Oh, so I even almost had the accent right. Inspired Joseph... Oh, never mind. Joseph Lister, an English doctor, inspired Joseph Lawrence to create Listerine as an antiseptic for surgical procedures. Just imagine today, like, hey, fucking swish with this shit and I'm going to cut you open. Listerine was first advertised to dentists in 1895 and was sold to the public in 1914. So 1914, that's like World War II, right? Roughly, the end?
Yeah.
Middle?
No, that's like the beginning.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, that's before World War II. That's World War I.
I was going to say, World War II was like...
World War I, sorry. It's the beginning of World War I. I'm sorry. Had to fact check myself there before Facebook did it. So, an English doctor. So Joe told the other Joe that he should make Listerine and name it after him. Kind of seems like homoerotic, if you ask me.
It's like, hey, I have an idea for something, but I can't make it.
Yeah.
You do it, but name it after me,
Make
please.
sure you name it after me, yeah. That's really weird. Weird. I don't think I like Listerine anymore. That's kind of a weird story. Not that I'm like...
Never using it again.
Yeah. Not that I'm against like that in any sort of way, but the story is just really weird.
You know, in the mid-1980s, whitening agents were added to toothpaste. So that was literally like 40 years ago.
And we still have it today. 40 years ago. Well,
when I say the mid-80s, that doesn't sound like that long ago.
Yeah, dude. I hate it. It's like, oh yeah, 1975 was 50 years ago. You're like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean it was 50 years ago? That's
Shit's
like
insane.
25 years ago.
Like, as somebody that was born in the early 90s, when you tell me that we are now equidistant to 2050 as we are to the year 2000, I just want to crawl into a hole and die.
It makes me wonder, just staying on topic with this, like where are we going to be at with toothbrushes and shit come 2050, Are we going to have like the robot toothbrush, like the vacuum cleaner? Like you don't even have to do anything? Like it's a little micro robot you just put in your mouth?
I don't know. I think they've started to have those like mouth guards you can put into your mouth, and it like... I know there's whitening agents for them, but I think they also like clean and sanitize your teeth with like UV light or something like that. It's pretty crazy.
I had one that did that with the UV light, but now when I do whiten, I just use the tray and like the gel or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if anything in the future, it'd have to be something like that, unless we get into like nanotechnology, which fuck if I know anything about that. Just from what I've seen in Iron Man, But I think it's an interesting topic to see as time goes along what kind of things we can move into.
Yeah, it will be weird to see how we progress. I mean, obviously, even over the last 25 years, like we were born in the age of when the home computer became a thing. Like, yeah, we almost predate the internet.
Well, and now look at how far it's come.
Oh my God, it's insane.
Basically have a personal computer in the palm of your hand on top of a computer on a desk, and then you have a laptop, and it's just like you have 17 computers. Your TV's got a computer in it. It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Your toothbrush is a computer. Not yet, but it will be. Alcohol free.
It'll probably just be like an accessory to your phone. Like,
yeah.
Oh, hit the toothbrush app, and like a fucking toothbrush pops out the side of it.
I want the bidet option on my phone.
You stick your phone in your ass.
And it could, like, your camera just, like, determines where the prime spot is to spray. And then if it misses anything. Alcohol-free mouthwashes became available in the United States in the early 1990s. So alcohol-free mouthwash is about as old as we are.
I like mine with a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah, man. Takes the edge off. Plus, if I do it on Sunday morning, it's like half of my communion out of the way,
You do it pre-communion or post-communion?
No, well, I guess
if
you
do it post, because that wine is fucking... Ugh.
Well, no, you don't do the wine. You just get the communion. You go back to your pew, get the little travel size Listerine, and just toss it back.
That's true, because that cracker is dry as shit.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. Let me drink my mouthwash. Okay, so back to floss a little bit, because you did touch on like the nylon toothbrushes coming along, but what would shortly follow would be dental floss. Mm-hmm. So flossing first became more common in the late 19th century. In 1882, the Codman and Shirtleft Company began making unwaxed silk floss. Then in 1898, so a short, I'm too tired for math, years later, Johnson & Johnson received a patent for silk floss. And then during World War II, so this would be the 1940s, physician Charles Bass developed nylon floss. Nylon was more durable, cheaper, and more resistant to shredding than silk. Have you ever used silk floss?
I'm going to be honest and say I've never really paid attention to what floss I'm using.
I don't know if it was actually... I think it's Crest. It's called Crest Glide, I think. I don't know if it's silk per se, but the way it's set up, like the way it's like thin...
Yeah.
And flat.
Oh, yeah. I use that stuff all the time.
Yeah, instead of just like a string.
Yeah.
So I would imagine
I much prefer that.
I would imagine that's... Well, the only thing I don't like about those is I feel like I'm giving myself a paper cut. Because it's so thin.
Fair.
And then nylon was after that, which is more durable. But that, I mean, I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm like sawing my tooth out of my head when I'm using floss.
Yeah, sometimes you really gotta dig deep.
But I feel like it's definitely better than the alternative of hopping off my horse and plucking a hair out of its mirror and just using that.
And then getting kicked by it, and then you're dead.
Yeah. You don't need any teeth when you're dead.
Do you think the electric toothbrush predates us or postdates us?
Like us being born?
Yeah.
I would say it is before.
Correct. Yeah, but I probably would not want to use the first iteration of an electric toothbrush. That would freak me out. But it was invented in Switzerland in 1958. Can you imagine the technology they had in 1958?
They're all 1958. I don't even know. I wasn't alive then, so.
No shit.
I would imagine. I mean, I know how big the cars were, so.
My parents weren't even alive then. Yours weren't either. I can tell you that.
No, mine were definitely not alive then.
Probably be like, here's a hand grenade with a stick attached to it. Go brush your teeth.
The original. Is there a picture? Do you have a picture?
I'm going to try and pull it up now.
So while you're doing that, I'm trying to think of like anything else like crazy. Do you have any crazy dentist stories? I will say the last time I went into the dentist, she thanked me because I would be her easiest clean of the day, and that made me feel really good about myself.
I get that every time.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, shit. This thing's crazy. You had to plug it into the wall.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense because they probably didn't have, like, batteries.
Yeah. It looks like something I'd find in my great-grandparents' house, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it doesn't look that crazy. It looks basically like a curling iron, but with a toothbrush attachment. But no, I don't have many, like, dentistry horror stories because I've always had pretty good teeth. The only time that I had, like, a dental mishap is when I was slightly inebriated at Zach's cottage, and I was standing up on the side of the boat, and a massive wave hit the boat, and I fell off and hit my face on the way down and chipped my front tooth, like, straight in half. That sucked.
Did it hurt?
I didn't feel good.
Oh, I just never know because, like, I have also chipped. You cracked a tooth. I have chipped a tooth, and kind of an embarrassing way. And I haven't since, I don't think, eaten one of these. So I was eating waffles.
I was expecting like a hard candy or something.
Dude, just straight up bit the fork. I don't know how it happened, and chipped one of my bottom teeth. And
oh my god, I did that too one time. Sorry, go ahead.
Have not eaten an Eggo waffle since then.
That's valid. I mean, I wouldn't either. You'd be like scarred for life. But no, my own mom did it to me. So I don't know, we were at like a family function or something, and she made a salad for whatever we were doing and brought it in. And she told like me, my brother, and like two other people that were nearby us, like, hey, I made a salad, go get some. But be careful because I accidentally broke part of the like plastic tong off in there. So like root around in your salad, pull that out. My dumbass just takes a bite, starts chomping, and cracks down on this plastic tong piece, and it hurt like hell.
That's insane.
It didn't feel good at all. I was so mad, but it didn't cause any damage, which was nice. But yeah, I definitely don't suggest standing up on sides of boats. And then what was it, like 4-5 days after that incident, I had to go to a wedding.
Oof.
And couldn't get into the dentist until the week after the wedding to get it repaired. So, and at this time I was like growing my hair out, so it was like super goofy looking. I looked like a goddamn hockey player showing up to this thing.
Yeah, well, at least, you didn't almost kill yourself like you did at your bachelor party, diving headfirst into the shallow end of a pool.
Well, the whole pool was the same level. There's no shallow end.
The whole thing was the shallow end.
I thought it was on the deep end.
Oh.
We don't need to get into that story.
No, we don't. So the modern toothbrushes have improved with motion techniques such as vibrating technology. I mean, I use a Philips Sonicare, and it does all the fancy moving around and whatnot. I was a traditional toothbrusher, and then I don't know, at some point I got this toothbrush, and I don't think I'll ever go back. I feel like it gets my mouth cleaner, and I feel like it's just, I don't know. I know you probably just grind down, you just probably like fucking power wash your teeth with your manual brush, but I don't know. I like the automatic ones.
Yeah, unfortunately I have to start wearing a mouth guard too because I grind my teeth a ton, so I got some extra grindage on those bad boys. But no, I bought Ashley a electric toothbrush a couple years ago for like Christmas or something because she wanted one, and I was like, oh, I should probably try one out too. I never got one, so now she has one and I don't. So
well, Costco has like
probably
the
like a 4-pack.
Yeah, the Sonicares. Yeah, you just go get that.
Why the fuck do I need 3 electric toothbrushes now?
In case 2 of them break. When the kids get older, man.
I'm about to give one to Kyler.
Does chewing gum, would you consider chewing gum, like mint gum, an acceptable substitute for brushing your teeth if you like are in a pinch?
I would say no, but when you said you're in a pinch, yeah. I mean, I would at least do something. Something's better than nothing, but I chew gum all the time. Like, I have an oral fixation. If I don't chew gum, I'm probably eating, so I don't want to eat. So I have, like, I buy the Breakers ice cube thingies. I buy those in like the 150 pack. Every couple weeks.
Yeah.
The Icebreakers cubes, something. Yep. Yeah. So I chew that all the time.
Well, and those are like gritty too. Like when you first chew them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a bad thing in a pinch. I like at my desk at work, I have mouthwash, and I did have Listerine strips. I should get some floss because I do like, I don't know, I just like to floss a lot.
Have you seen the dude that puts like 75 Listerine things in his mouth and then chugs Sprite?
No, but that sounds terrible.
Oh my god, dude, my mouth would be on fire.
Dude, those Sprite challenges, we're getting way off topic. Those Sprite challenges, though, where they like try and chug like a 20 ounce without burping.
It's fucking moronic. You're going to die. I can't take a sip without burping.
At all.
I think we could go into like the whole dentistry care, but that'd be a long, dark road to go down.
Well, and how funny would that be, really? I mean, we don't want to put these people to sleep. They're driving home from work right now, you know?
It's fair. It might be a good episode to bring Mark on for if we talk about dentistry.
So they can fall asleep to him talking, or?
Yeah, he's kind of he kind of sucks.
All right, guys. Well, with that, we thank you for listening. I'm going to fucking say it again until we're famous. So keep liking, sharing. Make your grandma watch it. She's not doing anything. You know what I'm saying?
She can't watch it. She has to listen to it.
Oh, yeah. Well, turn it on in the nursing home so that we get a group of... Well, no, make them each watching it. Anyways, just fucking tell people to listen, all right?
Yeah, share it with your friends. Make their friends listen to it.
I'm sick of being...
Share it to their friends.
I'm sick of looking at it every week, and the only listens on there are from me and my mother, okay? Nate's not even listening. It's so terrible.
I honestly didn't.
See?
I'm just kidding. I did listen to the
guy,
last episode.
He had to listen because Mike was on there. He wanted to see how Mike did.
Yeah, old bastard took my spot.
All right, guys. We'll be back again. We're going to have more content out more quickly than before. So keep listening. We'll keep making them. Peace out.
Thanks for staying with us. Peace.